Alrighty, so we're live. We're live on YouTube, and I've gotten myself a new guitar, um, and it's got some definite issues that I'm going to dive right into. I'm at home tonight. Going to work on this this evening. A few things I'm noticing about it. The neck angle is a little bit wonky. I think I can fix that. It has saddles that are sticking up above the uh, the set screws for the saddles are sticking up too high, so we're going to shim the neck. I have done a little precursor on checking the neck relief, and the neck has absolutely no relief. I did play the guitar a little bit, and it plays very nicely and feels really nice to play, really low action. So I'm going to go ahead and try and measure that. Not try, but I will measure it here at the 17th fret, see where it is right now, and I'm going to set it back up for that height, and we'll do the neck relief and all of that. So let's see. I want to check my stream to see how that background music is coming across. I have no idea. So I'm going to go here and just see what's happening. My new X, all right. So I want to check my stream to see how that background music is coming across. I have no idea. Yeah. So I'm going to go here and it works good. It works just fine. All right. So let's get going with this work that I want to do on this. First thing I'm going to do is it's got 9-gauge strings on it, so I'm going to adjust the truss rod. And this beautiful guitar actually has a 5mm truss rod adjustment. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. And this is what I commonly do with the new guitars. Set it up for me. And let's see how that little tweak made. Got a little ways to go here, so I'm going to turn it. And I know you can't see what I'm doing up here, and that's just because I don't have a wide angle lens. So I'm loosening the truss rod to create just a bit more neck relief. And I got a little ways to go here. I'm going to give it another little nudge here, I think. I believe it has a dual action truss rod, so these little movements that I'm making are not doing a whole lot because it's right in the middle of the now we're talking. And I'm just using my eye. I wanted to create just a tad more neck relief for myself, and we're sitting right about 4.5, 60. Oh, that's millimeters, sorry. Let's go to 64ths of an inch. Where are we? There we are. I got my different tools. So we're at 4.5 64ths, which is just 4.5 millimeters, and we're at about 3.5 64ths on the treble E. So that's going to be all right for me. I like it, and it played nicely. So we're going to go ahead and use household products to shim the neck. So let's pull the neck off of this thing first. We gotta tighten down this the chuck on this thing. We'll get this to break loose. Oh, those big tight, and that's why you don't want to use a power tool on a guitar, because you know, if this was an old 65 Fender or something, I'd just strip the screw out. But these are pot metal screws probably, so they're just gonna strip very easily. So we'll pull the neck off of here, see what's going on inside this neck pocket. There's big chunks of wood and stuff in there. That's cool. Alright, let me get this keyboard out of the way. I don't need it. I'm typing. Put it over here on the old Hughes and Kettner. And again, we're going to use some household products to shim the neck. So I'm going to do a little construction here, or destruction. Perfect, perfect material for doing this. I think I'm going to use 3 thicknesses of this material right here. This is just a plastic box that I got some screws in when I bought screws at one point in time. You could use the guitar pick, but sometimes those can be a little bit thick. So, yeah, no. I'm going to have to poke holes in this too. Well, let's see, what can I do about that? We'll figure something out. Let's cut this down just a bit further. Alright, so now we have this nice piece of plastic that fits in here, and I'm gonna shorten it up and cut this stamp off of it. So that's gonna go like that, and I need to poke a couple holes in here. We'll just use a good old-fashioned pocket knife for this. Hey Rody, what's happening, brother? Thanks for joining me. I got a new guitar, man. You're looking at it. Alright, so we got a couple holes in that. And then I'm going to take these other 2 pieces that I cut earlier, and they're a little bit too wide, so I'm going to narrow these just a tad bit. This is going to give me some tilt on this fingerboard. And actually what I'm going to do, let me cut another piece of this. Let's see here. Where can I get a good piece? I want to cut a longer piece so that I can get a kind of a tilted shim under here. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing there with this shim material. Yeah, that'll work. A little too wide. Cut this down so that it fits in here proper. Pushing it all the way up to the back of the neck pocket. So we'll do this. So now I've got a stair step here for the shim to actually go at a bit of an angle here, and I can tell that that corner is going to stick out, so we'll snip this off. There we go. And let's see what this does. Yeah, that's looking good. Now I want to poke a couple holes in here. Let me get that out of my pocket. There we go. Now cut another hole in here. Brody, I hope you're doing well, man. I'm playing lots of gigs, I hope. Or doing live streams for your performances. That's cool. My band has gotten back to gigging a bit more often here in the Great Northwest part of our country. Some of the clubs that we'd played at have contacted us and asked us if we would do some gigs. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. There we go. Let's take one of these, and I've got to take a little bit off the sides of this. You want to shim your guitar neck? This is how you can do it. This needed a pretty drastic shim. The neck these are sticking way up out of the slot there, so I don't want my hand hitting these when I'm chugging, right? So I've gotten that all done, and we'll put the neck back on her, I think. I hope. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, now, if a guitar string can get tangled up, it will, and especially if I'm working on it, because that's the rule for Marshall. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I can try to do that. Check out what's happened up here at the headstock. These strings have wound themselves under the string tree, gone in the wrong string slots, gone under the wrong string tree. I mean, anything that could possibly go wrong has, of course. Let's see. What's that? Okay, so that's there. Okay, now, yeah, see, now, there we go. I know you probably can't see this, but it's pretty remarkable how, you know, when I do this stuff, how amazing it is that stuff can get tangled up the way it does and go the wrong direction. So we'll go ahead and, yeah, see now, the strings are not going to land in the slots that they're supposed to land in. They'll land in other ones. Okay. And I didn't detune the guitar at all, as you may have noticed. It's totally unnecessary. Right? All right. Let's tighten these screws down, see what we have. Now I'm gonna undo the check on this so I don't break anything. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to tighten it up a little bit and we'll cinch this baby down. Alright, now we're going to have to use a real screwdriver. We'll use the right size bit. Let's see. Hi Trimmer. Welcome, brother. Welcome to my home. Okay, so that, we got bite all the way through. Okay, so I'm going to have to even out the odds here. Even out the odds. So we're going to have to push that thing fairly flat in here to get it to sit correctly. This is the way it goes on inexpensive guitars. This one was very inexpensive when I bought it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use this bad boy. Let's see if I can get this. We'll see if I can break it before I even get to play it. Okay. We're going to pull these screws up out of here. Oh, my camera guy's drinking on the job again. There we go. All right, so now let's loosen these up a bit. Get full. You're gonna play hard to get, aren't you? I may have to loosen these strings up, given the fact that I'm not on my workbench. I don't have the normal torque that I'm used to. However, I do have, let's see if this helps, my little at-home guitar neck stand. We'll see if this can help a little bit here. Oh yeah, there we go. Now I'm able to get these screws nice and, there we go. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, let's see, how can I get some leverage? Well, I can see that already made a world of difference on this thing. All right, let's see if I can get these, get the bottom half of this neck to suck up tight. Yeah, looking good. So I can tell that the shim's doing its job. There we go. Yeah, these pot metal screws they used in this guitar are really terrible. Very soft metal. Alright, so there's the guitar now, and you can see it won't play a note, right? So now we're going to set the string action right back to where it was, which was 4.5/64. So we're going to use a, what size is it? Are you a 2 mil? Or are you a 1.5 miller? You're a 1.5 miller. I think. You're not American, are you? Or I should say Imperial. Imperial. This is going to allow me to get these set screws deep enough that when I'm chugging, they don't hit my hand. You know what I'm saying? I think you know what I'm saying. And I haven't even put any... I'm going to loosen the string tension on all these. Nope, no gigs. Live streams are few and far between. Yeah, I hear ya. Dude, yes, Tremor has active pickups in it. And it is noisy as... I'll refrain from swearing. Bam! That one's dead on where it needs to be. I'm going to check this saddle for level. I'm going to bring up this side just a hair. So now I've got these recessed to the point that they're not really able to... I could probably go a little bit further. Now I'm high. Well, we'll just leave that one there. And we'll kind of go across here and position these strings. And forgive me if you hear the... we have people around here that... And you probably do too, that the exhaust on their car has to be as loud as possible. You know, because it's such a cool thing to do, to drive down the street and be really loud. A quick question for those of you who might still be watching, but the background music that I'm playing right now, is that annoying? Or do you enjoy having a little bit of music playing? I'm just curious. I've done this in the past, but I kind of like it when you know, somebody's working on an instrument like this, or you know, working on a car, to have a little bit of something to for just the silent moments, you know, because I mean, minutes can go by without any spoken word, which is seldom for me, but I wonder if you can hear that and if it sounds okay, or if it's just annoying the shit out of you. Getting the string action back to exactly where it was. And you can see now that these saddles don't have the set screws sticking up out of them. I think you can probably make out that I've gotten the hand cutter out of the way. Looking good. You can barely hear it. That's just fine. I could, you know, Rody, if you critically think that I could turn it up just a bit, I can certainly bump it up just a hair. Because if it's too far in the background, it might actually be more annoying than it is enjoyable. And I'm happy to do it. And I appreciate your feedback on that, man, for answering my question. That's awesome. Half 64. So I don't care so much about these lower ones. I never get my hand on the saddles down in that area of the guitar neck, so they don't bother me too much. Buckingham Palace. There'll be some Tchaikovsky, some Beethoven, some Bach. Bach is my all-time favorite classical composer. There we go. All right, so we've gotten that all dialed in. Let's check the tunage. Music's fine. Okay, cool, man. If anybody feels different, okay, excellent. I gave it a listen. Well, that's interesting. All right. Now I'm doing this with an old set of strings, but you can see I just put a shim in the neck and was able to raise these saddles up high enough so now when I'm doing my chugs, they aren't going to dig into my hand. And it feels really nice and comfy. So that was the whole point in doing that. Okay, so where are we at now? Let's check our neck relief one more time. We'll do that. Kind of point you over here. And the way I do this, fret it at the first fret, fret it at the fret where the guitar neck meets the body, and I just check it out in the middle. And it looks like we've got about, I'm going to say, 8 thousandths, maybe 9 thousandths. And a good number to shoot for is 12 thousandths. But you know, we'll call that good. I'm gonna grab a guitar pick that was given to me by one of my students, and we'll see how this guitar behaves now. I'm just gonna play it a little bit, and then we'll take care of some other business. Yeah, see, there it goes. There it goes. You hear that? Woo! Had to happen. These strings are really old, so I'm gonna go ahead and change the strings. And in the process of doing that, I'm gonna take care of a couple other things that are bugging me about this guitar. So we'll get these strings off of here. These things, I have no idea how old the strings are on this instrument, but they've been on here. They're just, you can feel the guck from the person who owned this. So we'll just do a quick string change. So bear with me on this. I know you guys have seen this 1,000 times, which is why live guitar repair is kind of tough to do, because there's a lot of stuff that's fairly time consuming to do, but we'll get her done. And I did a couple of preemptive strikes just before I went live, because I'm gonna also adjust the bridge so that it floats. So let's get rid of these. I like my home dikes are far better than the ones I have at my shop, but I cut thousands of strings with the ones at my shop, so they're getting worn out. About time for a new pair, and probably a pair that's a little bit bigger. That's my plan. Question for me? Go ahead. Rody, ask away. Or tremor, whatever. I'm trying to, I can take time to look at the chat and try and interact with you guys today, because I'm not being paid to do this. This is my guitar, and I can take as long as I want. Need a bit longer hex key. A little bit longer hex key, maybe. There we go. If you get these strings on a Stratocaster shaped object that gets stuck, just use a little hex key to push the ball end out of there. You already have one out because you've been adjusting stuff. Let's see. Okay, we have a Steinberg interface. It has a knob that says input DAW mix. Okay. I'll use the DAW. Should I mix stronger to input side? That is what's known as a live monitoring or direct monitoring. And if you guys are hearing the music, if you guys are monitoring from the Steinberg interface, so your guitar and your microphones and your drum kit and everything is going into the interface, and that's what you're hearing, you should turn that all the way over to input. I mean, literally 100% to input. I don't know if that'll make a huge difference in level, but it might give you a bit stronger output out of the interface. The other thing I don't know is how you guys are monitoring, if you guys are using in-ear monitors or and if you are, definitely turn it over, and you're direct monitoring, definitely turn it over to direct monitor or input, because that's giving you the sound that's going directly into your interface. If you were running it through a DAW and say you were using effects in the DAW, you'd want to turn it over to the DAW mix so that you're hearing those effects in your headphones or in-ear monitors. Does that make sense? Yeah. You could, if you're not using a DAW, you probably don't need to have any of that at all in your mix. Should have brought my garbage can in here. Well, while we got the strings off, we're gonna do some other stuff here. Where's my rag? I'm gonna go ahead and just shoot a little bit of my good old 65 polish and give these frets a good cleaning. I might as well. I can tell already, just initially when I touch these frets, the fret edges need some work. I'm gonna save that for the next string change that I do, and I'll bring my, and I know my camera's probably wobbling while I'm doing this, but I'm just going to give them a little cleaning up here. They look better already, and that's just using the old 65 polish, and I'm not seeing a ton of stuff come off, but definitely making the frets look a little nicer. I'm not familiar with Steinberg audio interfaces, but Steinberg equipment definitely has a pretty good reputation over the years and over history. I didn't know they made audio interfaces. But, yeah, everything looks good. Yeah, if you're wiping down your frets like I'm doing here and the towel starts hanging up in the corners of these frets, they kind of give you a good sign that you need to maybe do a little bit of filing on those things. I don't have my file here, so I'm not going to tackle that right at the moment. Let's... Oh, and here's another thing that's bugging me about this guitar is the... I don't like having the springs, let me get you over here. I don't like this configuration. It's a personal preference for me. So, Oh, there they are. Need my bent nose channel locks. I'm gonna go straight with these bad boys. There we go. I like them straight. Just it's more of a personal preference for me. And you want to be careful if you're doing that, because if this slips off of here, you will scratch the shit out of a guitar. The other thing I'm going to do is make a preemptive strike while I got the guitar sitting this direction, is loosen this up. Because they had this thing locked down, totally locked down. And the noise that I was getting, I was a little concerned that maybe the electronics, the ground wasn't hooked up, but it is. So that's good. So we got that. And then the next thing I got to do here is get these knobs off of here. I usually have a knob puller at work, but I don't have it here at home. And I'm gonna get the plastic off of here. It just looks like shit. Okay. I used to have, after the dope addicts burned my house down, I used to have a nice scalpel here at home, but that got destroyed in the fire. Don't move in next to dope addicts. Okay. I didn't move in next to them. The landlord let them move in negligently, and as y'all know what happened. If you've known me at all. Drug addiction is one of the most frustrating and amazing diseases. And this is this right here is exactly why I tell everyone, take all the plastic off of your guitar the moment you buy it. I have no idea how old this guitar is, but this plastic has been on here so long that it's kind of like, what happens is it basically gets glued, turns into it just sticks to the point that you can't even, I mean, I'm using my fingernail, I can't get it to break loose. This is why I tell everyone to pull this stuff off of your guitar the moment you buy it. There we go. Now I got some of it coming off of here. Oh yeah, does this whole thing have? There we go. Wow. Huh. Is this whole covered? Covered? Sure is. There's another whole layer of this stuff on this pick guard. Wow. Okay. Well, this is going to take me a few minutes, so put on your put on your waiting shoes. No, there's nothing there, but it's definitely under these. Yeah, if you don't take this stuff off immediately, you're going to end up wrestling with it like this. Now, I'm leading by example, because I've had to do this. I can't even tell you how many times somebody brings a guitar in that wants to sell it to us, and it's 15 years old and a really cheap guitar, and they never bothered to take this plastic off of the instrument, and this is what you end up doing. which is why a lot of times if you take a guitar into a guitar shop and you haven't done this, they offer you about 1/10 what you would expect to get for a guitar, because they know that in order to make the guitar look sellable after you've already peeled it and left all the little scraggly pieces of plastic sticking up out from under the screws and such, they're going to have to spend hours doing this, potentially. So, another little step you can take to help yourself the value of an instrument if you want to ever want to resell it. There we go. That's coming off of there. Okay. Whew, careful. I'm going to put this nut back on this one. Gotta get... I know this looks like I'm being a total anal punk, but boy, I can't stand this stuff. And the other thing is that I'm probably going to be using this guitar as my backup guitar at gigs. I want this thing to look decent. Yeah, boy. This is going to take a little bit of time. And I hope that this example that you're seeing right now in front of your face will help you decide that when you get a new guitar home to take care of this right out of the gate. You'll end up doing this. Isn't this fun? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna also pull a couple of these screws. I'm not a fan of using these like switchable screwdrivers. Are great if you're plumbing a house or, you know, doing stuff like that, but they're a little cumbersome for working on guitars. Maybe I come at it from the opposite direction here. Let me see, what else do I have here? Looking for other tools I might be able to use to help me do this. And I'm being real careful not to scratch up the pickguard with my screwdriver. Get it where I can get a hold of it. There it goes. There we go. Starting to come off of here. There we go. Right. I like it. Right. All right. Got it. Yeah. Now, if the guitar was brand new, that would have been a lot easier. Now, I got to get this one. Let me put this nut back on here because I don't want to lose the control under the body and have to take the whole thing apart, which I might do anyway, but we'll see. There we go. So now I won't have plastic sticking out the sides of this. Let's grab the right tool for the job. I've made more money with this tool than I care to admit. And it appears that the way these are behaving, it appears that these pots may have lock washers under them, because it's not spinning. Be real careful not to over tighten it. Okay, that's good. All this little tedious stuff. we're gonna do some playing here after a bit, but I got a little work to do before I get to have some like super fun with this guitar. And there's plastic under that little switch right there. I may end up having to take the pick guard off of this thing. This wrench is way too big for tightening up a little screw light or a little nut like that, but it does the trick. Right. And they even drilled out the holes for the stopper. That's why they're not spinning, because they have this little. You'll notice these little the holes. I don't know if you can see those in here, but let's give you a look at that. So they have these little holes beside the pots that allow them to lock right into place. It's really kind of a cool deal. Fairly seldom that if I get those, I typically put a lock washer on it and break the little tab off of there, just because a lock washer does a great job. And it's easier, and I don't have to drill a hole through a pickguard, that sort of stuff. Alright, so let's get this plastic off of here. Wow, nice. Okay, so that's all that. Let's put this set screw back on here. Making progress. Getting stuff dialed in. And these, because of that sticky, the pick guard, this is all sticky now. These nuts and washers have like sticky substance all over them, which can eventually cause issues with how your tone and volume controls turn. So I can't stress again enough how important it is to get that stuff, all of it, off of the guitar when you buy it brand new. Go ahead. Not a particular fan of red guitars, but this one's kind of got a candy apple sparkle to it. It's kind of cool. So it's pretty. Let's see. I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at the. We just hear the room mix. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you'll have to see what it does for your stream sound. Don't let me tell you to do something that messes up the live stream. If you're using that audio interface for band practice, I would say mess with it until it sounds good. Like I always tell people who buy a new amp, and where should I set it up? Turn the knobs till it sounds terrible and turn them the other way. Because there are no rules, but, and you know, forgive me for not paying attention to the chat. I'm just getting focused. Thus the wonderful music that we're playing in the background. Okay, so I think we're about ready to throw some strings on here. I'm not going to pull the electronics out of this. I'd like to, but they work. And I really need to diagnose exactly what this little switch does here. I am going to double check how tight that is. Using neural DSP plugin. Yeah. It's funny because my buddy, yeah, that's tight. My buddy asked me about the Mark II, the Tone King version of that neural plugin. I don't know if you have that one, Trimmer. It's kind of like my understanding is it mimics a Fender style amp, like a deluxe, or maybe more like a Princeton or a Blues Junior. But he's more into that style of music, and so he was asking me about it today, and I just told him, download the demo, man. Just try it out. But I also recommended to him with the neural stuff, I think that the most diverse one is the Nolly, because it comes with 4 amplifiers, and the clean amp can be set to that edge of breakup sound that Fender amps are very famous for, like a deluxe. And I think that you don't have to use the high gain stuff if you don't like it, but Mesa Boogie, Nolly, Petrucci, Wong, and Rebay. Well, the one I don't have is the Corey Wong version of the ones that you have. Yeah, and I've got the Nameless also for a high gain Marshall sound. That's a cool one for layers. And I also have a Bossy, because I bought that before they had a bunch of the other ones, and it's a cool sounding plug-in, but I never use it. I'd love to sell it, but in order to sell your license for it, you have to pay Neural DSP $25. So to transfer your license. So I will sell it to someone for $25. If anybody wants to own the Abasi thing, I just don't want to have to pay $25 to give it to someone. So it does sound fantastic. I got other ones and don't use it. Yeah, I did too. The first one I bought, I paid full price for, and then the rest of them were because I was already a customer. I got that same deal. All right, so we're stringing them up here as quickly as I can. Let's see what we got here. This is a set of Ernie Ball Slinkies. I'm sorry, Super Slinkies. Pretty old set, man. I've had this set of strings laying around here for quite a while. I buy them by the case. Ooh, almost dropped her. And, as you all know, I don't normally work on guitars like this. This is my own guitar, so I would be doing stuff in a much safer fashion. I don't care if this guitar tips over at this point. It's mine. And if I do ding it up, I got that out of the way, because the guitar is virtually flawless. It has virtually no scratches in it. I don't think whoever owned it before they bought it thought they would play, and probably just never touched it. Going in the right direction, yeah. Sure, Quentin's watching, waiting for me to string something up backwards. Come on. Go. All right. Now that we got those on there. Okay, let's do this. Oh, and before I do this, I'm gonna grab my pencil. Put a little graphite in there for some lube. All right. That ought to work pretty good. Time tested. Like, oh my God, I gotta watch a guy put strings on a guitar again. Here we go. So, yeah, I love that Mesa Boogie. I've got a buddy that plays primarily country music, and he bought the Mesa Boogie, and he just is stunned at how much he can sound like his favorite country pickers. So, yeah, if you turn the gain down on that, on any of those amps, you can get some really killer clean tones. You know, I testify because I owned a Mesa Boogie dual rack. And I know what a real one sounds like. And that Mark II C Plus, I obviously I never owned a Mark II C Plus. I've never been that rich, but it definitely, that Mesa has the qualities of a Mesa Boogie dual rack. Because dual rack is a very close proximity to the C Plus. I've been using that Mesa quite a bit lately. In fact, for my students that come over when I'm teaching, I use it. They really seem to dig that Mesa sound. Usually the students that I have here in the evenings are playing. At least the ones that are playing electric guitar, they like that high gain sound. All right, let's tune her up real quick. Checking my bridge here because I want to be able to get both directions. Looking good. I might have got real lucky when I Charlie, there we go. You hear it? It's literally shaking the windows in my house. I mean, I could do that to people with my my stereo system in my car. It's loud. But I don't. Let's check our string action here. If it ended up where I had it. Nope, it's definitely come up, so we're going to have to adjust the saddles a bit, which means actually I need to put another shim in here. Yes, indeed. I got to put another shim in my neck. Gotta shim the neck. Gotta shim the neck. Here we go. Oh, let me cut one first. Let's see. Oh, I have another one here. I'm going to do 2 more. This is quite an extensive amount of shim material, but extensive, not expensive. A lot of shim material going into this instrument. And yeah, I'm using just good old-fashioned plastic that I got. I'm salvaging, recycling from a box of screws that I bought. Okay, let's open her up and pull the neck off. Cheap ass screws. These are absolute junk. Wow. Charlie, did you do it? And you know what I'm talking about. We've been talking about that product for a little bit during the live stream tonight, which was kind of a interesting development given the fact of the conversation that you and I had this morning. Okay. Let me make a couple of adjustments to this. No, actually, no, you know, I don't think I want to. No, that looks good. I'm gonna, let me, I am going to get a little bit of this off. And so just so you know, this is the shim material I'm using. It's just a piece of plastic. This is a $40 guitar. I'm not worried about it. Let's see. Yeah. Well, oh. Charlie, go and download iLok. You've got to download the iLok software. That will allow you. You've got to follow every direction they tell you on there, or you will be a frustrated mofo, I promise. You've got to download iLok, and that will allow you to use their software. And it's their way of securing their product so that other people can't just steal it, because that's what the world's come to. Unfortunately. People just steal stuff instead of earning it. You see the plating is this nickel color is coming right off of the top of these screws. All right. Now we're talking. All right. Now, did I put too much of a shim in there? I don't know yet. Did I get that tight? Boy, that's a thick shim. Let me see if I can tighten this down a little bit more at the bottom. May have to. Wow. How's the classical music treating you? You digging it? Get ya. There we go. Oop, went the wrong direction. There we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. Nice. Yeah, that looks good. So let's see. There's the shim. You can see the angle right down here. So I've tilted the neck that far. And that's quite a bit. Quite a bit. So now let's readjust our string height. Now the sun is making its way right into my face right now. Dag nabbit. And what that just allowed me to do is get these set screws completely buried. Hi, Virginia. Let's see. Don't use credit card on. Yeah, I've got some background music. You got. I have two hair. Oh my God. Okay, so you're having the iLock. Hold on. I have two. Yeah. The screws that bolt the neck on strip. Yeah, these. Yeah, Virginia. These things. These are pot metal screws. This is such a cheap guitar that they do, and that is a big reason why I do recommend to everybody not to use one of these when you're removing those. This guitar, you know, brand new, probably cost someone, and I believe it came with an amplifier, probably $200 Guitar Center. It is an Aria STG series guitar, and so it's a very, very inexpensive instrument, which that's money we're talking. Now, people ask me, or the question's been posed many, many times over, what's the best guitar to buy? And I say, one that's set up correctly. That's always my answer. So what I'm doing is taking this really inexpensive guitar, and I'm gonna hopefully make it my backup guitar, because I play a Strat most of the gigs that my band plays. I do play live music still, and I kind of needed a backup to back up my old my old Strat that I love, and this has a rosewood fingerboard. Um, it does have single coil pickups only, whereas my other Strat does have some specialized rails, which are humbuckers ultimately. Now, probably damn near broke the strings on this thing. Let's see, where am I at? So what I'm having to do here is balance the balance the bridge right now. So it's going to keep dropping. Okay. So we'll have to readjust that. Oh, what am I doing here? Right. It's not like I don't work on guitars enough at work. I got to work on them at home, you know. Got to stay in practice. And it's funny because I don't really work on guitars. I vacation on guitars. That's the way I like to think of it. Calling my work is kind of funny. It's strange, actually. So many people hate their jobs. It's just tragic. Not me. And I've been today. Not only do I work on guitars at work, but I also sell PA equipment and sound systems and help a lot of we have a very, very, very religious community. There are tons of churches here and new ones popping up all the time, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how it works that way, but anyhow, there's a new church that just started up, and I have designed a sound system for them with four monitors, two mains, 5 microphones, 1 wireless headset microphone for the pastor. That's what he wanted, which they already owned the headset. So, yeah, so that's what. All right, I can see that my bridge is tilted up way too far right here. But before I say that, that looks like it. I don't like to measure anything with my eyeballs. I had to. I did today. I embezzled this this bar from my shop. Yeah, way too high. So let's make an adjustment here in the back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now let's see what she says. My snark tuner is not wanting to. Interesting. My snark isn't working. So we still gotta relax this thing. So I'm gonna have to readjust the string action once again. But that's fine. Okay, this is setting up a guitar. It's gonna take a little bit to get. It's what you gotta do when you're setting up a new guitar. It's not set up how you like it. Nice. So I'm able to pull up on the, I'm able to pull 3 frets, which is exactly what I like on a bar. So now that I've made that adjustment, let's check our string action again. Yeah, we're getting a little low. Yeah, we definitely have dropped a little bit, so let's raise this. All right, let me see. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, a billion screws. That's why I worried about certain water. Yeah. Similar to that. Epiphone. Maple neck. Yeah. I have one guitar with the maple fingerboard, maple neck, and I'm not real. Let me turn some light on here. I'm not really super picky about that stuff. So, and I am intentionally trying to set this string action identical to my other Strat. That's my goal. I know what the string action is on that, and I know where I like it, so I'm trying to copy that exactly. There you go. It's so cool to have such a loud car. I'm really turned on by that. Aren't you? Doesn't that just give you wood? All right. Woo. Boy, it's surprising. This thing really holds tune well. And I haven't even stretched the strings yet. I was putting strings on my uncle's guitar when we were in the middle of nowhere one time. Hey, there's another one. Almost done here. Then I can play this thing a little bit and see how it treats me. Right. I know this is totally boring, probably, but maybe a so string action is still a little bit low. I cannot get a 3-fret bend. I'm going to check it, which it was looking low. Yeah. So I thought it looked a little bit low, just to my eye. And the guitar is like, every time I make a move on this thing, everything changes. Just because it's settling in to have a new neck shim in it. So every time I do something, something else moves. So I'll have to let this thing settle down a little bit. Kind of interesting how this is working out. Make one small move and then we'll have to retune it. But if you wonder why when you take your guitar to a guitar tech and they want to ask, you know, 120 bucks to do a setup on a guitar, this is exactly why. They may have more. They may do things differently than I do, which is perfectly okay. They may probably do it better, maybe faster. I don't know. I'm just lucky to work for a business that allows me the liberty to do what they know I can do and do it as the best job that they know can get done around these parts. I'm lucky. There we go. right, now the next thing I want to do is install a spring. I think I can. I don't know if this thing has a solid, I don't know if the hole's been threaded all the way through. Oh, it hasn't. That's sweet. Okay, here's my bag of tricks here. Put a spring in here. Fender Bullet. This is an Aria. It's not even an Aria Pro. It's just an Aria STG. It's got active pickups in it. Isn't that weird? It's really weird. That is awesome with that spring in there. I'm able to thread that. Now, this is way too high, and I'm going to cut that spring in half, simply because it's not threading in as far as I would like it to. There we go. So now I get to cut a spring. Get the knobs that go up to 11. Yeah. Oh yeah. Boy, I squished the hell out of that spring. Kind of ruined that one. Yeah, Charlie, you're having trouble with the iLock thing, and believe me, I understand, but you've got to learn how to do that if you want to use the Neural DSP stuff. And many other software companies use iLock to protect their copyright. So we have to go to more work than thieves do. That's the whole thing about it. I got to be honest. Now, here's the other thing I'm going to do is bend my my whammy bar. It's sticking up way too high for my comfort. So, here we go. Let's see what this does. Well, might have gone too far with it, but we'll see. Yeah, I did go way too far. Let me undo that a little bit. That's fine. We can undo what we just did. A little bit. Now we're talking. All right. I think we're pretty darn close. I would like to shift this neck angle a little bit, but I think we'll leave where we're at alone and see what this thing sounds like. Are you ready? Yeah, that's exactly it. You can buy these springs from Fender. They'll fit in any Fender Stratocaster. And when you buy, if you ever buy a new Fender, oftentimes over where the bar goes into the guitar, there's a little piece of tape over that, and this is why. Another thing that can be done is you can use a ball, like a BB or a ball bearing. So you put the spring in there, and you thread your bar into the hole, and you use that bearing in between the spring and the bar, and it really, now you can see that if I sit here and play this guitar, I can move the bar out of my way or put it right there or anywhere, and it stays put. So that's the whole point in that. Some people love it, some people don't. I do like to have it to where I can stop the bar where I want it and get it out of my way. Man, this thing's really staying in tune really well. And I know I'm not plugged in, but we're about to take care of that. And I'm gonna have to, yeah, let's just do this. Let me do this. Move this up here. Oh, that looks great. Okay. And I'm gonna open up Reaper right now. And these people in their cars. So I'm not 100% certain what this little flickety switch is all about here, but we'll figure it out. Recent projects, YouTube stream. There it is. You know, I'm gonna have to put some headphones on. And I'm going to okay. So I'm going to stop the classical music. And where's my voice? There's my vocal. Let me get my microphone down here in my ugly mug. There we go. All right, I think y'all can hear me still, I'm hoping. Probably doubled. Let me go back to OBS and mute my ProStream mic. Two. One, two. We'll hit OK. And now, all right. So now I got my SM7 working. And I'll point the camera up here a little bit more appropriately. And I'll move it back a little bit. There we go. Oh, now we're crooked. Okay. Now, come on. Really? Let's see. Oh, you can hear my guitar jangling. All right. Come on. There we go. Boy, that's tricky. My cameraman, no wonder he drinks so much. Good grief. Oh, no shit. Let me get this recomp off of here. So this is what this switch is active and inactive. And I need to change my, you're going to lose my voice for just a moment here. And now we got, wow. Wow, that sounds like a Strat. Holy smokes. All right, so where am I plugged in? What am I? Okay, so I'm right there. And I had an appropriate clean amp. So let's get, so now we got a little bit of edge. Yeah. I like it. So let me see. Do I have my foot control? Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, that's neural. That's archetype Petrucci. Let me give you my. Here's where I'm at. And what I want to do, and that's noisy, but that's silent. Typical Stratocaster. That's cool. So this is really a very similar guitar to my other one, given the fact that it's got that active option on it, which is super cool. So what I'm going to do is, so I've got Archetype Petrucci on this, and I'm going to bypass that, and I'm going to add Archetype Nolly to this to kind of give you an idea, so you can see. It's too bad you can't. It's too bad that you're not able to use this stuff. I'm going to deactivate that. And let me change the view of this down to medium. You're going to do it. There you go. And let's float this window so I don't have all that extra bullshit showing. Yeah, so now I got this nice. And so hopefully you can see that pretty well. But, you know, this is... just kind of give you an idea. And you've heard Nolly for, you know, on everybody's channels. Good grief. I'm just dropping stuff like I've been drinking beer all day. So this is kind of the clean guitar amp. Let me make sure. Oh, let's activate this. And so this is the Nolly clean guitar amp. And we'll just give it a little more output. Right. It is an electric guitar. It's supposed to be loud, right? Right? So... bit of grit, but you can grab the gain knob on this and kind of give it some dirt. You just heard it get dirty. Ooh, that might be a bit much, right? So we'll back the gain off a little bit. Check the tuning on this guitar, so let's open up the tuner and see what see, this guitar just keeps settling. So, you know, I have to, this is why it's rare that when I'm actually working on a client's guitar that I'll give it to them the day that I get done with it, especially one that has a floating tremolo bar. I like to allow it to settle in. Fender-esque sounding guitar. And if I boost, that was the boost. This guitar seems to be holding up pretty good. I like a little more brightness. And I want a little more mids. Bring the mids up a bit. Let's make this amp like full size. We'll make it large. Go large. No, you didn't. Well, that was weird. That was weird. Okay, so get out of there. Yeah. So anyway, and we can go to a little bit higher gain. Right, so a little bit of edge. Give it some gain. And we'll try and EQ it similar. Add some presence, pull some of this depth out of that. Right? So we can go from Charlie, we'll have to go through that. Believe me, I've been through it 100 times with other people. And you have to absolutely follow every last little direction. If you miss something, but there's a little, if you have the iLok thing, there's a little check mark up at the very top right of the window. If you click on that, it'll let you activate the software, and that could be the only step that you're missing, right? Boy, that sounds like a Strat, don't it? Tremor, thanks for hanging with me today. Appreciate it. And then you got a little higher gain. Really pissed off high gain. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't know what. Oh, okay. Let's see. So now we can put some delay on this guitar. And we can find a backing track that works. Let's just use one of these, I think. I don't know what we got here. I think I'll just push play and see what happens. Okay, the backing track's nice. that's Nolly for you. I'm not sure what we were just listening to. I think I must have. Yeah, that was the wrong backing track. I wanted to. I don't know what is something soloed here. I wonder what's going on. This is interesting. This one has. It's like a channel is soloed. Why is. Oh, good grief. There we go. Huh. Well, I don't know. There's something weird going on with this one track on here that I was hoping to. It's muted. Is it auto mute? I don't know why this track won't open up. Is the the master bus is muted? That's why. Good grief! What a dork. Let's see what else. I'm gonna play this thing a little bit more. Just to hear the guitar a little bit. Um. Oh yeah, my boy is chasing. We'll let this roll for a second here. Let me get my There we go. Lots of delay. All right. So we got this guitar kind of set up. Let me stop this stuff. I don't want to listen to any more of that. I don't think anybody else does either. Just noodling around on the guitar tonight. All right. Yeah, so a little bit of a archetype knowledge. Charlie, open up your iLock account and get logged in. Hopefully you were able to establish that. And there's a little check mark up in the top right. And click on that and activate your license, and it'll work on your computer. You've probably gotten the product downloaded, and you can see the icon on your desktop, but it won't work until you go into your iLock and you hit that little green check mark. Does that make sense? I don't know if you're still here, or if or, what if that helps you at all. I hope it does. Let's see. I'll wait to see if I hear back from Charlie, and then I am going to get going. Let's see. What did I do here? There we go. Yeah. That's grayed out. Well, just you're not able to click on it. Is that what you're saying? Because it does look grayed out, but they don't make it real easy, bro. I'm telling you. Even for us honest folks. Let me go back to this. Let me quit chopping my head off. There we go. I'm going to turn the lights on. And having acquired a new guitar, guess what that means? I have to find more wall space. Wait. Come here. I'm picking up my mess here. Let me see if I can find my oh, that's interesting. What's that all about? There we go. Oh, that window is blocking me. Yeah, well, thanks, Virginia. I appreciate you hanging with us, or with me tonight. It's definitely not where I really want it yet, but it's getting there. It's a process, and it's the guitar. I can tell is still settling in a little bit. The stuff's changing on it as I get going. No, it won't work unless my username and password are in, and my name and passwords aren't. Well, okay. Well, I'll just share with you mine so you can see what I'm talking about. This should, let's see, available 13. So if I go, oh no, what do I have to do here? You gotta click on the iZotope Elements. Yeah, okay. So let me share. Let's see. So here's my iLock account. Lots of stuff. Sorry. And let's see if I go to iZotope Elements and I highlight that one. If I go up here, that little check mark turns green. Well, that's all right. I don't care. You can see it. Go ahead and try and steal it. Guys do this all the time on YouTube to show people how to do this, but this little check mark right here will light up. You should see, like, if I go to my Mark II suite, I've got it activated on 3 machines. That's my laptop, this computer, and oh, I don't remember what other. Oh, probably that other piece of junk that just failed on me. Okay, Virginia, thanks for hanging. Yeah, I got 32 licenses on my iLock thing, but this is how you do it. You know, I don't even know what this R2 one activations needed. So yeah, you should be able to get in here and I mean some of these I don't use just because I've used them and I don't like how they work. But when you hit this checkbox, it'll go, select a location. I've already activated this on this computer, so it won't let me do it, but nonetheless. So there you go. Okay, guys. Charlie, damn it, dude. I know that can be a pain in the neck. And I can't stress enough how important it is to write your passwords down on a piece of paper that you can burn, or create passwords that you can remember. And that is a problem that I've seen countless people have. And I don't have that problem because I have them documented very well and memorized and all that stuff. And I use very complex passwords when I do that sort of thing. So that's been almost everyone I've helped use the Neural DSP stuff. The iLock thing has been the most difficult thing to get past, and I know people bitch about it, but there's a reason they make it that difficult. They don't just want anybody using their software. So unfortunately, that's what the world's come to. I can't give just for an example, and this isn't about me, but I can't give minors, or I'm sorry, anyone under the age of 18, I can't give them guitar lessons in my home. And it's not because of me. I mean, I'm unable to teach, a 16-year-old kid in my apartment sitting on the couch a guitar lesson, because all it takes is one word and my career is done. So I have to protect myself against that. And in other words, Neural DSP has had to do the same thing because of thieves and bad people. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I see some from paying for it. Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I can help you there. If she set up her password and her email and all that stuff, you're gonna have to work that out. That's a bummer. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if you already bought it, you still have to activate it with iLock, but you've got to get all your numbers and ducks in a row. Wow. I thank God I'm not married. But God bless you. Oh man. Well. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the business tonight. I got a busy evening of mixing ahead of me now. Yay. So have a great night, Charlie, man. Keep me posted on that, dude. Let me know what you come up with. I know it's a pain in the neck for you, but you got to play by the rules, man. So peace, y'all. Have a great night. Yeah.